Welcome to the Unapologetically Prioritizing Peace video podcast channel, where we will discuss the revolutionary concepts of achieving success without sacrificing your well-being. I'm your host, Carla Hunt, CEO and founder of Prioritizing Peace. You can achieve your success without sacrifice. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification button so you know when the next video podcast has been released. In this episode, we are going to talk about the art of saying no. When you say yes to something, you are by default saying no to something else. Therefore, this becomes a conversation to bring awareness to what we are saying yes to and have said yes to, that ultimately on the other side of that yes, the things that we are saying no to. Put differently, what are you saying no to when you are saying yes to other things? For example, when you say yes to work, yes to productivity, yes to other duties as assigned, what are you saying no to? So in the past, for me, a lot of times when I would say yes to work, I was saying no to my mental health, no to my emotional health, no to my physical health, no to my social relationships, right? Because you don't have enough time to do both. So you have to pick one or the other. When you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to the other. Overall, I was saying no to my entire well-being. I often think many of us find ourselves in a catch-22 because we will say yes to work, which we usually equate with money and security, or otherwise a duty that we have to do or must do in receipt of compensation, which is intended to give ourselves and our family a better life. But we find ourselves saying no to our family and that life in the process. We will work really hard to get the better life, have more money so you can have more freedom, right? How many of us are finding that you actually have less freedom? When I was making more money in like the quote unquote corporate world, I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do in the pursuit of making more money that was supposed to allow me to have more time to spend with my family and friends. I wasn't able to spend more time with my family and friends though. I wasn't able to spend time on my health and well-being. Remember, every time that I had said yes to work, productivity, and duty, every time that it called, I was saying no to myself and the things that I truly valued. How backwards is that? How did this happen? I was saying to myself, I'll just catch up. I'll catch up with my family and friends later. I'll work on my health and well-being later. I always put things off for later. You've probably heard me say this more than once before, but our thoughts become our beliefs become our actions, and our actions become our results. So I kept saying to myself and thinking, I'll fix it later, I'll see them later, I'll take care of myself later. With those thoughts, the results that it yielded were a socially isolated, unhappy, overweight, and unhealthy person. It's extremely hard to fix health conditions later when they become a problem. It can be done, but it's much harder when we wait until later. And let's be honest, we all probably know someone who waited far too long and it was too late. And if you are familiar with me, you already know this. But if you are new here, I have lost over 120 pounds, and that's a whole adult-sized human being. It's a lot of work to maintain that weight loss and continue making progress in the direction I want for my fitness goals. I have to say yes to my health, yes to my well-being, yes to my fitness. And in order to do that, I have to say no to other things. It's saying no to staying up late. It's no to junk food. It's no to productivity over myself, which that's a fun one. It requires prioritization to make it work. I think a lot of us fail to prioritize because society has taught us to put productivity over ourselves. And that was something I used to do all the time. And I'm sure many of us can relate to that. I urge you to be more conscientious about what you are saying yes to, and therefore no on the other side too. I challenge you, if you are someone who often says yes to things immediately, to start telling people that you need time to think about it before making a decision, and then give yourself that 24 hours to reflect on it. Sit in that discomfort of waiting. For example, if you get asked to help a friend to move over the weekend, you would typically say yes before reviewing your calendar or checking in with yourself, right? You just want to help. So when you say yes and commit to helping your friend move over the weekend, you said no to all the other commitments you had for that weekend or any other opportunities that could arise. You can always make a different decision at any point in time, but it makes it hard for people to rely and depend on you if you cancel after already saying yes to that commitment. It makes people feel like they can't trust you. If you had things on your schedule for that weekend, you are now scrambling to move and shift those things around to accommodate that yes you just gave in an instant, right? This same thing can happen in your business or at work, but in a business, something shiny and new comes along, like a speaking opportunity, but it's not in alignment with your business. It would require you to prepare a different presentation that has nothing to do with your business at all. Would you still say yes? In the back of your mind, you think it'll be more publicity, but in reality, you're just taking time and energy away from a possible speaking engagement that would actually be publicity for your business and related to your business. And this is why it's important to be conscious of what you're saying yes to, because one yes shuts off all other opportunities as no's. Does that make sense? So when you say yes to one thing, it immediately shuts off all opportunities because you've already made the commitment to something else. The things you say yes to should be a hell yes, and should be things that you really want to do and should be in alignment with your vision and goals, as well as your business, should that be the case. Obviously, referring back to my first example, if you have the means and ability to help a friend move and you want to do it, you should. My point of saying that you should not say yes to things immediately is that so you have a moment to make sure that you are not overcommitting yourself out of the goodness of your heart. Because if you're like me, your love language happens to be acts of service and you naturally want to help others. Without having the ability to say no to things that we don't truly want to do or have the time for, we are going to overcommit ourselves. It's not a risk. We are going to do this. There are several ways of saying no that are polite. A lot of times we just say yes because we are afraid to say no and we're afraid of the response we might get, or we don't have a lot of good ways to politely say no. So I have created a freebie to giving you 21 ways to say no without being a jerk. The link is in the description below to get instant access to the PDF. And if you find it helpful, share this video and the link to the freebie on social media so more people can be helped. Again, I challenge you, if you are someone who often says yes to things immediately, download the 21 ways to say no without being a jerk to have more ways to say no. I urge you to be more conscious about what you are saying yes to and aware of what you are ultimately saying no to in the process. I would love to hear from you and learn how I can help you help yourself to transform busyness into healthy relationships, financial freedom, vibrant well-being, and guilt-free pleasure. My information is in the description to connect with me and schedule a discovery call to learn more about one-on-one coaching. Thank you for watching this episode of the Unapologetically Prioritizing Peace video podcast with your host, Carla Hunt. If you have any questions or would like to suggest a topic, please email me at hello@prioritizingpeace.com.